Hi there, welcome to my views and news. Two new stories. Somalia and Egypt are to conduct joint military exercises where close to Ethiopian border. And secondly, Getachew Reda, Tigray interim president, arrived in Adigrat just a few minutes ago. Uh, Huge gathering there, public reception, people lining up along the roads to welcome Getachew. Lots of messaging through these rallies uh, by Getachew group. Tsadkan standing with Getachew. Tsadkan is there in Adigrat too. Let's start from Somalia viewers, where we know that Egyptian military is arriving, Egyptian military equipment is arriving. It is being reported by several sources before official entry of Egyptian military in African Union peacekeeping operation, which will happen in January 2025. Egypt is sending its troops, commandos, reinforcements, armaments to Somalia. If you remember, I reported that Ethiopia was planning military parade, military show in the Somali region. I told you that preparations were underway. Senior military officials were visiting Somali region. Jula, Lieutenant General Sima, and others visited Somali region. New bases are being established. Military mobilization is being seen in the Somali region of Ethiopia. But Ethiopia has not made any official announcement about these military maneuvers close to Somalia's border on Ethiopia side of Ethiopia-Somalia border. Before Ethiopian military exercises, Egypt and Somalia are planning to conduct military maneuvers. Where in Egypt or in Somalia? Uh, no official statement, but the officials, on condition of anonymity, say that the two countries will hold joint drills, which will be more than just war drills. Land, air, and naval assets of the two countries will participate. Not just ground forces, but all forces will participate. Date and venue have not been announced, but reportedly the maneuvers will be conducted in Somalia this month. The maneuvers, the military exercises are basically a message from Somalia and Egypt for Ethiopia that Ethiopia cannot have its way. It cannot unilaterally implement any MOU with Somaliland. That Somalia is ready to take military option to stop Ethiopia from gaining access to sea, from building a naval base in Somaliland. So the matter, by the way, whenever countries military maneuvers are regular exercises, militaries do conduct maneuvers. That is how militaries keep themselves alert. But when you conduct maneuvers in the context of a specific issue, it means that you're flexing your military muscle. You're saying that military is prepared. You should not underestimate us. So these military maneuvers are not regular, routine military maneuvers. It's a very strong message from Egypt and Somalia that they are ready to stop Ethiopia no matter what happens. Egypt uh, is fighting a proxy war, direct war rather now. It is fighting both a direct and indirect war against Ethiopia. It could not stop Ethiopia from building the dam. It tried to back some Ethiopian anti-government elements, armed groups. It could not achieve results. Now, Somalia has the potential which Egypt can use to put real pressure on Ethiopia. That is why Egypt investing its military resources in Somalia to force Ethiopia to sign a legally binding agreement with Egypt about dam operation. By the way, we must not forget, Egypt's main concern is good. It wants to bind Ethiopia to some legal agreement from which Ethiopia cannot retreat. Dam is a serious issue. Egypt calls it an existential threat. Otherwise, Ethiopia does not share any border with Egypt. Both are not fighting for regional dominance. Too. Main issue is dam. Egypt is facing water security issues. That is why Egyptians are here. Somalia will have to be careful. Egypt will leave Somalia one day. Ethiopians and Somalis, they'll live here forever. They are neighbors. They are not countries away from each other. They are neighbors. Let's see how the situation is handled. Which military equipment will be used for the military maneuvers, how many troops will participate, where will the maneuvers be conducted, what will Ethiopia do in response. Ethiopia won't sit idle. Maybe Ethiopia will conduct naval drill, it will conduct military drills too before or after these drills. Overall, all signs are pointing towards a potential conflict. Is this just flexing of military muscle, diplomatic posturing, brinkmanship, or is there a real threat of a war in the Horn of Africa? These questions should be analyzed. These countries are taking their hostilities to a level where if there is no intervention, if there is no dialogue, they could start a fight, I think. Secondly, viewers, where is Getachew Reda, Tigray interim president? Getachew Reda said 2 days ago that he was trying to enter the strongholds of TPLF Debrecen wing. TPLF Debrecen is known for having its leaders from northwestern Tigray, northern Tigray. Getachew group is mainly based in southern Tigray, to some extent eastern Tigray too. It cannot, obviously, Getachew is Tigray interim president. He wants to prove that he is the in charge, that he will make decisions. He won't let anyone make decisions, whether it's in southern Tigray or northwestern Tigray. That is why he's focusing on northwestern Tigray. He visited Aksum, he visited Adwa too. And today he arrived in Adigrat. A well-planned reception. Hundreds of people were there lining up the streets to welcome Getachew Reda. Tsadkan there with him. Tsadkan has decided to stand with Getachew Reda no matter what happens. A well-respected man in Tigray has become controversial. Getachew Reda will hold public discussions in Adigrat. He'll talk to people. He'll answer their questions. Getachew is building a narrative that his group, his government is for peace, that the government does not want any new war. And the other party is resorting to pressure, resorting to use of force. And if it is not stopped, this group could push the region into another war. People are fed up with this war. They have suffered a lot. They don't want any new war. There is no appetite for a new war in the hearts and minds of people of Tigray. Getachew is building this narrative that he's for peace. Tsadkan and Getachew said they're for peace. They want Pretoria implementation, they want reconstruction, they want rehabilitation, and they can do that because they are on good terms with the federal government. Federal government will give them funds, they'll give jobs to people, economy will run, businesses will run. This is the way forward. And the other group is resorting to taking extreme decisions which could result in the region plunging into a war. Will this narrative be accepted in the heart of people of the Bretzian wing in Adigrat, Taksom, Shariadwa? That remains to be seen. Watch a video showing how Getachew was welcomed in Adigrat. Thank you for watching.